they bomb terrorists. Gumi, they give speech. America talks say they come bomb terrorists. Gumi begin they give speech. We are not going anywhere. Fulani headsmen are not going anywhere. We are what? Who talk say na headsmen? America talks say na terrorists they bomb. They give speech. I want to ask now. We get to president for Nigeria because when something happened to citizens of a country, law-abiding citizen of a country, the president will give speech. President of the country will give speech. So, if America now bomb terrorists and somebody is coming out to make a speech, does it mean that the person is commander-in-chief of armed forces in the bush?
They are going nowhere. They are part of us and we are part of them. We must live with them. You can't drive them away and they can't drive us away. They are our neighbors, so we should never allow them to be our enemies. And if by any mistakes, by our actions, we have turned them into enemies, then we are finished. Because our real enemy will use them against us. As your real enemy will use your neighbor against you. And nobody knows your secret more than your neighbor. He knows when you come back and when you go out. So we should never allow herdsmen to be our enemies.
Because I don't understand why somebody will be making a speech because they bomb terrorists. Because America talks about terrorists they bomb. And even Nigerian government agree with themselves. Agreed to Nigerians, told Nigerians that they assisted the America to bomb. So coming out to make speech, I don't understand. Imagine say that speech is coming out from the south. Imagine say Gumi know from the north. Oh, why not? So they enjoy privilege you. Honestly, when they enjoy you, imagine say some kind of statement where they come out from that place. Say they come from the south. You see that other person where they talk about tax. He say make person come out, come tell them may they pay tax for not. Imagine all this statement is coming from the south. What would have happened by now? But privilege do. You see, as babes, they enjoy fine girls' privilege. When babe go fine like this, she stand for road. Now man go stop, say, what is this fine girl doing under the sun? Like say they create song for ugly girls. The same way, north go make some statements, then go look and say, no, leave Amona from the north. You know, these people are enjoying some privileges where you go talk, say, wow, I wish I'm from the north. So that you go they make some careless talks. If at the time, you imagine say they bomb somewhere for south where they no tag them saying a terrorist. They still they guess. Then person from the south come make speech, talk say, come they talk this kind of that. Oh, but by now, if I don't see even group for north for don't gather against the person. But it's happening. Are we now saying that we have two armed forces? Armed forces of the citizen and armed forces from the bush. Mamma mia.
Hukuma ce tun lokacin za ta kira ambasada ta ce a janye wannan tsoratarwar, a kore shi, a yanke hulɗan jekadanci. Domin wannan cin zarafin ‘yancinmu ne. Wani can zai ce, a'a, in wayannan ‘yan ta'addan ba mu iya maganinsu, to meye laifin an samu wani mai ƙarfi wanda zai maganinsu? Wani zai iya faɗan haka. Allah gaya muna cikin Qur'ani sai yaqulu sufaha'u minan nasi ma wallahu ma qiblatuhum allati kanu 'alayha. akwai wawayen mutane wanda tunaninsu ɗan ƙarami ne, gajeren tunani gare su. Wanda ta fi ɓarnar da 'yan ta'addan gasken suke yi. Wannan mutumin nan ba ƙasar da ya shiga ba a kore shi ba, sai an kore shi. Wannan mutumin hannun shi dumu-dumu da jinin mutane, ƙananan yara, mata. Har in kana neman taimakon Allah da mujrimi za ka nemi taimakon Allah? Ɓarawo ya shigo maka gidanka sai ka je ka ɗauko sarkin ɓarayi, wai shi zai zo ya kore maka ɓarawo? Alhali a duniya akwai zaɓi. Wa man yuhajir fi sabilillahi yajid fil ardi muraghaman kathiran wa sa'a. Akwai zaɓi mai yawa. Muna da mutane kwanan nan kuka ga Kano suka hori 'yan sandan ciki ko? Ba ku ga mazaje ba da mata? Me suke bukata? Makami kawai. Makamin nan za mu yi samu shi ta hanyoyi da yawa. Mu samu daga China, mu samu North Korea, mu samu daga Rasha, mu samu daga ko'ina. Za mu iya.
Well, Sheikh Gumi is entitled to his own opinion. I've said my own, that we should seek for help where we can get genuine help. Terrorism and terrorists are nobody's friends, and we must avoid giving it any political or religious connotation. The narrative should be about securing lives and properties of Nigerians, and not any particular section or any religious belief. This is a collective war for Nigeria and by Nigerians and its friends. The target was actually not Jabo in Tambo local government, but an enclave in Tangaza local government of Sokoto State. And I recollect that while serving as governor of Sokoto State, we have had issues of Lakurawa in the same sub-area of Sokoto, in particular Tangaza and Gudu, and to some extent Binji local government.
And we're delighted to have joining us live from Kaduna State, former governor of that's Sokoto State, Senator Amin.
Quickly, maybe you'd like to react to some of the things that have been said, but my question to you also is, where have we been getting it wrong as a nation? Why are we still having this conversation even after many years and several efforts?
One of the key reasons why we are getting it wrong is because of people like Sheikh Mahmoud Gumi. In a clear case of a war, because he's talking about bloodshed, there has been bloodshed. Nigeria has been a theater of war for almost 2 decades. Possibly it is not affecting him directly because most of the casualties, most of the mass murders is that of Christians. He appears to be a negotiator, but to be very honest with you, he has advocated more for appeasing the terrorists rather than advocating justice for the victims. And I think it's important to us because I believe he's an Islamic cleric. He understands the concept of justice. How do you deal with a scenario of people raping women, people killing soldiers, people decimating homes, people sacking communities, but then the strength of your advocacy is that the government should appease them? Where in the whole world, in the history of any war, whether guerrilla warfare, whether military warfare, have you ever found a situation where there is an active bloodshed going on and then you believe that appeasing the criminals that are carrying out these genocidal attacks and infusing them into the military will help? From the very beginning, when the notion of amnesty, de-radicalization and integration began, we have never seen a scenario where these repentant terrorists, as they call them repentant, have ever led people to their camps and they were decimated. They have been growing exponentially. They have been acquiring more arms. So that is basically the problem we are having. We are getting it wrong simply because we have managed to create a false narrative. An example is we have managed to compartmentalize terrorism or these Islamist activities to look as if it is only Boko Haram that is doing it. The reason is because the rest of the terrorist groups that are jihadist in nature have been forged into different names. For instance, he's talking about true fighting. There is no two fighting anywhere. It is important also, we would love it if you are able to have an example of one Christian militia that is operational in either Sokoto or any of the Muslim dominant state that have been raping women and killing people, then we can understand that. And at least the Muslims will equally lend their voice and say, okay, whatever it is the Americans are claiming that the Christians are suffering from, we are also suffering from it. And since it is all about eradicating terrorism, then good, come and eradicate them. But I think the problem is not just because there are foot soldiers who are killing people. It is because there are people who are sympathetic to the jihadist cause, there are people who are sponsoring them, and the involvement of any foreign nation in a scenario where there is a genocide does not end with the foot soldiers. It traces those who are sympathetic to their cause, whether because of political or religious or ideological beliefs. It equally traces those who sponsor them. And I think that is primarily where the problem lies in Nigeria. We are not sincere with the war against terrorism. Once it involves, because wherever you go to, we can't force ourselves. Most of the time, you find a lot of Muslims claiming that these people, they are not truly representing Islam and all of that, blah, 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 and all of that. But the truth is that there is an Islamist, well-armed Islamist jihadist group that has been massacring Christians. And what we find, unfortunately, people who should be speaking or condemning this act are busy trying as much as possible to create sympathy for them. You can imagine him saying that killing the terrorists will now amount to genocide. Then what would you tell the people that have been burying there? For instance, just of late in Yelewata, over 250 people were killed. But he describes that not as a genocide. He says two fighting, even though we don't know of...
All right, Zari Yusuf. I mean, we are really trying to manage time, and I know you have a lot to say. But let me bring the conversation back to Sheikh Gumi. Sheikh Gumi,